Imagine, for a moment, the weight of your own body, its warmth, its need for sustenance, its yearning for comfort, to fulfill a most basic instinct. Now, imagine allowing all of that to slip, slowly, deliberately, piece by piece, beginning to shed what it means to be human, to be alive in the way you've always known. A path few would ever choose. This unimaginable path of extreme transformation is the path to become a living Buddha. At first, the hunger is unbearable. Memories of the last time something was eaten, resembling an actual meal, become more and more withdrawn from the mind. No rice, no vegetables, no meat, just pine needles, roots, and seeds. The barest elements of life gathered from the mountains around you. This is Mokujiki-gyu, translating to tree-eating training. It's designed to strip someone of the excess, to force one's body into a state of deprivation. The goal is simple: to eliminate fat and fluids so that the body will naturally mummify, even before claimed by death. Each day, only what the mountains provide is what's taken. And even then, some of the delicious things like berries and fruits must be disregarded, their mouth-watering juices calling out and beckoning to a mouth that no longer has any moisture in it. The taste of pine needles is harsh on the tongue, and the stomach protests, but it's simply pushed through, mind always on the purpose, the end that supposedly justifies all this suffering. The path ahead may be long, far longer than could have anticipated. The body begins to thin out, muscles weaken, and the skin stretches taut over bones as it begins to affect other things like sight and basic limb movement. Time stretches and bends, its essence dissolving into the fabric of an endless journey. The year, the day, the week, they lose their shape and meaning, irrelevant now to the path chosen. The world around fades, slipping further away as the mind falls deeper into stillness. Hours dissolve into days, days into weeks, until only silence remains. And then comes the moment that acts as an intense harbinger of what is to come. It is the moment when there is truly no turning back, when it will be found out if fear and discomfort have truly already peaked, and the journey will find its conclusion. With one final breath of the free world, which is about all they can muster to do in their weakened state, they are sealed away in a small, tight chamber, and all that remains of the outside world is a thin, precious tube of air that will allow them to breathe. This chamber is their tomb, a sanctuary, and for what feels like an eternity, they remain there, still and silent, meditating through the final stages of their journey, slowly starving as the deathly mummies they have turned themselves into. This whole process is Sokushinbutsu. Sokushinbutsu, translating to a Buddha in this very body, embodies the extreme spiritual ambition within the Shingon sect of Japanese Buddhism. This rare and ancient practice involves monks mummifying themselves to achieve what they believe to be Buddhahood in the present, attempting to transcend the boundary between life and death. The origins of this pursuit trace back to 1081, when Shojin sought to emulate Kobo Daishi, the founder of Shingon Buddhism, who was said to have transcended death. Yet Shojin's effort resulted in decomposition, a testament to the difficulty of this transformative journey, which wouldn't have any case of succeeding its phase goal until much later. The practice of Sokushinbutsu is not merely physical, it is deeply spiritual and mental for the monks that attempted to practice it. They begin with Mokuji-kigyo, a diet of natural foods such as pine needles and roots, which was thought to purge the body of all excess. They believe this process to prepare the body to release its earthly attachments and embrace a higher form of existence. Through deep meditation, they seek to transcend the physical realm, ultimately mummifying themselves and achieving Buddhahood in a living state, before shortly passing away. If successful, their bodies remain untouched by time, preserved in some sense as a mummy for centuries to come. The whole process of Okushinbutsu is believed to have been completed over about 3,000 days. This ritual was primarily practiced in the Dewa Sanzan mountains of Yamagata Prefecture, Mount Gassan, Mount Yudono, and Mount Haguro. These mountains were also central to Shugendo, a tradition that celebrated ascetic practices and the search for enlightenment in a single lifetime. The monks who underwent Sokushinbutsu were hailed as living Buddhas, their presence in the world seen as a glimpse into the divine. An example of a supposedly successful case was Honmyokai Shonin, born Togashi Kichihyoe in 1623. He is believed to be the oldest self-mummified monk in the Yamagata Prefecture of Japan. Initially trained as a samurai, he later pursued a disciplined Buddhist path, and in 1661 began the process of self-mummification through the Shingon Buddhist practice of Sokushinbutsu. Over 9 years, he followed a strict diet of pine needles, resin, seeds, to eliminate body fat. On May 8, 1681, he sealed himself in a stone chamber to meditate until death, after which his body was smoke-dried with charcoal and incense. Exhumed in 1683, his perfectly preserved body was enshrined at Honmyoji Temple as a Buddha. Another incredible case of a Sokushinbutsu are the remains of Sangha Tenzin, another self-mummified Buddhist monk who is preserved in a tented temple in Gue village, Spiti, Himachal Pradesh, India. The body, estimated to be over 550 years old, was rediscovered in 1975 when the stupa protecting it collapsed. Thought to be from the 14th century, Sangha Tenzin was likely a Tibetan Dzogpa Chenpo practitioner, a form of Tibetan Buddhist practice focused on achieving the highest state of spiritual realization and enlightenment through meditation. The cold, dry climate of the region has played a key role in preserving his body for more than 5 centuries. The last monk to undergo this ritual did so in 1878. Tetsuryukai, as he was known, entered his tomb, intent on completing the sacred process. Yet, in 1879, Emperor Meiji outlawed the practice, halting the tradition of Sokushinbutsu in Japan, believing it to be far too extreme. In the end, Sokushinbutsu became a relic of the past, and the monks who once practiced this extreme path left behind preserved bodies that serve as physical reminders of their commitment to enlightenment. The tradition may have ended, but today, these monks serve as a profound statement on the ambition, devotion, and insane sacrifices some will go to in their spiritual pursuits. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving me a thumbs up or even a subscribe. It would really mean a lot to me as a small channel.